Well, it's June the 1st. We left South Georgia early, Memorial Day. Been to Arkansas, Missouri. Now we're back in Georgia on a Saturday, meeting with Chris from Southern Hog Control. Picking up some Jager Pro inventory. Also picking up the Chris's Trap closure. We just call it Chris's Trap. But it is the largest drop trap in the world, 23 feet in diameter. So we're getting loaded up here. It's been a long week. Got about 3 more hours to get home. Gonna load up here. And that's it. Forklift works a lot better than our John Deere with Ag Pro forks on it, but it's better than hand carrying it. All right, we'll get back to you. All right, well, we're back home. It's about 10 o'clock, June the 1st. We got loaded up there in Columbus, the Jager Pro. We picked up a closure trap from Chris at Southern Hog Control, and then 2 Jager Pro traps for our inventory here at the business. We're probably going forward going to call the closer the Chief. That's a long story for another day. Good to be home. Great to be home. Got the puppy. The not so puppy is glad to see us. Wyatt went to a trap today. Did a heavy bait for us. We got a group that we're looking at dropping on in the next couple of days. Then we're going to take the Chief trap down to a property that we trap year-round, 700 acres. We run 2 Jager Pros on the north end and the south end, but we've had some issues with some hogs coming in on kind of the side of the property. So we're going to take the Chief trap down there, basically start running 3 traps on 700 acres. So we're going to kind of reboot the next couple of days, unload inventory, maybe drop on this group, and then load up and head to Florida for a couple of days. It's about 2.5 to 3 hour drive from here. And go ahead and leave that trap on that trailer and kind of go back at it again. Okay, so it's Sunday afternoon. We're unloading inventory. Years ago when we became a dealer for Jager Pro, over there in our old building before we built the new building, I was unloading inventory. Didn't have forks. Cut the bands. Got a big shift. Just about got crushed. I called our friend at Ag Pro in Dixie, Georgia, asked him what a set of forks would cost. He told me, and we had just bought all of our inventory to start becoming a dealer for Jager Pro, so money was a little tight. So I said, we'll wait. It was probably like 2 days later, a set of forks was sitting down here with a note on it, pay me when you can. So we're very loyal to Jager Pro, always have been, always will be. We got them on our shirts, business cards, signs, trailers, trucks, everything. But that's the easiest way for us to figure out how to do it instead of having a forklift, is we do it with a set of forks on the tractor. It's not as smooth. You pull them off the trailer, lift them up, put them in the building, and then wait for somebody to come and buy them. And that's the way that we do it. Keep them indoors until they spend the rest of their lives hopefully outdoors. Having a shop with a welder, torches, grinder, chop saw. We're constantly modifying things to the way we want it. Not that it's not perfect, we just see things that we want to make changes to, and we make changes. So both boys have got pretty good with running anything to do with welding or cutting. So Wyatt's making a few modifications to something that we're working on. While Zeb and I are unloading traps. So advantages and disadvantages of having a business, you don't really get a day off, especially with running as many traps as we do. We're always watching cameras. So just one more thing that we try to do. Okay, so we got the inventory in. We normally carry between 2 and 4 Jager Pro traps at all times in inventory. We carry inventory also in Arkansas and Missouri, but right now we're just going to carry 2. This time of year we don't sell a lot of traps. So kind of get things situated, went ahead and transferred off this 16-foot trailer. We transferred over here to what we call the mini hog. This is the mini hog trailer. It's a little customized 5x8, and that's the chief trap on it. We're fixing to take to Florida. We're gonna have to load up a couple on-time barrels to go with us. We have that same trailer right there, except it's got a winch on the front. So on a really big job, we'll just leave a trailer on property, and that way we can just drive a truck, or you know, truck and a gator or whatever, and then we got a trailer there with a winch on it to winch the hogs up on it. But Sunday evening, trying to wind it up a little bit. We're also an FRM dealer. We like their corn. It's good, clean corn, based out of Bainbridge, Georgia. So we buy 2 pallets at a time. We go through probably 120 bags a month, give or take. Just depends. If it's in a really heavy trapping time, then we'll go more. But on average, we're pushing out about 120 bags a month. So anyway, been a good day. Been a long day. Still kind of recovering from my trip, but we're gearing up. We're gonna head out Thursday. Got some trap maintenance to do tomorrow, and watching cameras. All right, so we got Wyatt working in the shop today. He's making some modification to the Southern Hog Control trap. It's identified as the closure, but we decided to call it the chief trap. So the chief trap has 3 different arms that come out. It is the largest drop trap in the world, 23 square feet. So what Wyatt did was basically just C-clamp one of the arms out. It's coming out, and basically what he's going to do is he's going to modify this trap to where we can hang an on-time feeder off of it. So he's going to come in here, he's going to weld a piece of square tubing where we can plug into it, and then bring it up to a height where we can actually, so he's using the chain hoist here on an old on-time feeder, right? So he can hoist it up and then get the right height, so when the trap drops, you know, the hogs won't be smashing into it. We've run the chief trap with an on-time feeder with legs in it. It works fine, but there's not a lot of room inside the trap, so we kind of thought we would modify it to hang. This is our customer's trap down in Central Florida, so we're going to modify it today. We'll be going down there on Thursday. Today's Monday, and so Wyatt's got the chop saw out, got his little welding bench here that he built, and then be breaking out the welder here pretty soon. So just to give you a kind of an idea of the other stuff that we do, just to modify things, like we showed in another video, that help us accommodate what we're trying to get done. So we'll give you a little bit more footage of that after he gets a little further along. All right, we're back here with Wyatt. He's made quite a bit of progress. So as you can see, he's welded in here this piece of square tubing, right? So he's got that in there. And now he's coming out with this piece. Just kind of tack welded it. It's not all welded in yet. How that's going to work is it's going to fit in here, and he's going to modify this to where we can hang the feeder off of that. Now we do have bears on that property. It's really weird. On the south end of the property, don't seem to have bear issues. On the north end we do. It's only 700 acres, but Still can't figure out what that's all about. So we'll get back to him as he makes his progress and kind of show you what these modifications are all about. All right, we're checking back in with White, see his progress. Got the baby there. If we get to slinging too much metal out here, we put her in the house. So we haven't figured out how to get hearing protection on her yet. Anyway, White's made some progress, so now you can kind of see with the chief trap. So that'll be your center leg. You've got your arm coming off here. You'll have an arm coming off here. Then this goes back to the pulley mechanism, the control box, and the latch. So you flip the switch, cables release, pulleys, pulleys, pulleys. So what we needed to do was to be able to hang an on-time feeder off of it. So Wyatt fabbed up he's got the square tubing in there. He's come up now, all the way up. And then to give some reinforcement, he's cutting this piece right here. It's actually still warm. So that's gonna go in there. He's gonna put a bolt through there, weld that all in, and then that'll give it the support it needs. And then we can hang the feeder, and when the hogs do their thing, the feeder's just gonna hang there and swing a little bit. So if we slide the pulley over, I'll give you an idea of what we're looking at. We'll do another little video when he gets close to being done. Got Wyatt running the drill press here, cutting a hole through that support piece. We got him that welder as a Christmas present years ago. And of course, got to take time out for yogurt and fresh blueberries. Yep, I ate a lot of yogurt. So anyway, hopefully that'll give you an idea. Well, this is only about the third time I've tried to do this video. I got my magnetic mount on my phone. Got it hooked up to a T-post there, so let me try to see if I can get it right this time. Those of you that have followed us on Facebook, you're probably familiar with the Heather. I don't call her Heather. My family don't call her Heather. We call her the Barber. But and that's a long story. But the Barber is a good family friend of ours. Met her and her husband years ago. Long story for another day. But Heather and I have talked about it for years of doing YouTube videos. My reluctance was I just don't really want to do that. I don't want to entertain people. I want to educate people, and I want to help people. And some of the crap that I see out there, I don't want no part of it. I don't see how that, I mean, maybe if it makes you think about something else, but, you know, the hog problem is serious, and people don't really get that. And so, but the more we talked, the more we thought maybe we could show something from our perspective that would help. The reason for this video specifically is, you know, Heather says that I probably need to come clean with my background. It's nothing bad, just I kind of always didn't think it really mattered. So before I get into that, in the background here is a flex panel Jager Pro trap. That's the first trap the Hog Cutters Trapping Company ever trapped with. So it seemed fitting that I would do the video here today. So back in 2016, a farmer I knew was leasing this. There's a big irrigation pivot behind us, and he wanted us to trap these hogs here. So we brought one of our square traps up, you know, tripwire trap, put it over there, and started looking, checking things out. The hogs were bad. There's a cypress pond over there, just ate up. I told him, I said, man, I said, you know, that ain't gonna work. I said, you know, we're gonna have to get a Jager Pro. And this is not a promotional video for Jager Pro. I'm just telling you, I had enough sense back then to know that that was the way to go. Cellular technology, gate, I knew that much. But we never really had a need for it. I mean, we got them on the farm almost 20 years ago. And I square trapped them, which didn't do much good except educate them. There wasn't cellular technology back then. And honestly, the way I got rid of most of them was sneaking through the swamp and shooting them in the face. I'd, you know, let the wind get my, let my scent get in the wind and drag it down through the swamp. I'd run to the other end of the swamp, and I'd just let them come to me. Learned how to set up bait sites and monitor the swamp. I mean, you know, all the same principles and tactics we're using today, except now we're using cellular. So anyway, we came up here, we got this, farmer ended up buying this Jager Pro, and took it over there and set it up, and after about 2 months, flipped the switch on 36 hogs. Our first gate drop was 36 hogs. I mean grown hogs. And that was like 2016. So 2018, we became a dealer for Jager Pro. And then at the end of 2019, after 30 years, I decided to retire from my real job. So I was in law enforcement for 30 years, did some time in the Marine Corps, but I did a lot of different jobs in law enforcement, and I love my job. But I wanted to retire to really pursue my interest in doing trauma work, which is like critical incidents, line of duty deaths, shootings, any of that kind of work. So back in like 2010, I did some research with a well-known psychologist. He became my best friend, and he's not your normal psychologist, in my opinion. And he opened that world to me, that world of all of that. Taught me how to get out of my comfort zone. I tried to spend my whole life under the radar screen. You know, you couldn't Google search me, I mean, nothing. But he broke all that. He figured out that I like to write. I don't claim to be a writer, but I do write. And I wanted to retire because I really wanted to pursue that more. I really got a lot out of that. But when I retired at the end of 2019 to pursue that type of work, COVID kicked in. Nobody was really doing, in-person stuff. It was all virtual. I don't want to do what I'm doing right now with the video. So, that just didn't seem to appeal to me. My retirement got messed up. Sorry, I got to keep the app going, keep the pictures coming in on the Jager Pro. But my retirement got messed up, and I was only getting a small percentage of my retirement. And so it is what it is. So we had we were blessed to have some opportunities to get some big contracts, trap some hogs. The boys were out of school, and we rock and rolled, and we trapped hogs. And I think at our peak during COVID, we were at 19 systems. And after 13 months, my retirement finally worked its way out with whatever reason that was, but it all worked out. And trauma work is there some, not much. We have a business for it. It is my other extreme passion. I can talk passionate about that, passionate about hogs. But the barber says that if we're going to do this, people are going to figure it out, and maybe they're going to need to understand this side of me that's maybe not stereotypical, of a hog trapper. And I guess in the trauma world, you always think of like a touchy-feely person, hug, make you feel better. You don't really think of a hog trapper that can help you navigate through them bad dreams and stuff that keeps you awake at night, stuff that keeps you awake during the day, like the bad kind of awake. So, that being said, I mean, that's kind of the deal. But I just thought this would be a good place to do this video with the original trap we started with. Keeps things simple. You got to keep things in perspective. So I come back here and I can think about you know, the boys and I setting up that square trap. We had an on-time bucket feeder off that tree over there, thinking we was going to knock the park out of it. Man, we were going to, you know, but we had to change up and go over there, you know. So, but I hope that this video helps. This is hard for me. If you can't see this is hard for me, then you might need glasses. But we're going to give this YouTube shot, give it a shot. But in order to do it, I mean, we got to, you know, I got to be me. And I guess in order for me to be me, then you all need to know me, you know, outside of me telling you about hogs and bait sites and control boxes and four-wheelers and gators and all that. And there is a humorous side to me. There really is. People that know me well know my humor. But it takes a little bit. And like I tell the boys, you know, your daddy's a role model. He's not necessarily a character in your life. You know, I had a lot of characters in my life that were entertainment. Clearly, I learned things from them, but they were entertaining. And as the boys get older, I think they see more of the character in me than the role model dad. You know, I might do something, they'll be like, wow, you know. But I mean, I really struggled with retirement. It was really hard. It wasn't the loss of identity. I never was the cop. Never cared about all that thing. I wanted to help people. But retirement was hard just simply because, I mean, one day I woke up and everything changed. The purpose changed. And then we stumbled into, you know, the hog business, and I just put that gear right in place, and I jammed it and I hammered it. You know, in that big contract we had, we trapped 1,028 hogs in 8 months. And I think back to those 8 months, and I'm telling you what, man, I don't think we slept. Had a lot of good memories, a lot of good laughs. But, you know, I've gone through a lot of adjustments with retirement. I mean, I'm busier now than I was probably when I was working. But, you know, it's, to me now, purpose is whatever I'm doing at the time. I mean, I've been so blessed and fortunate the last, you know, since 2019, all of the memories that we've made together with the, you know, me and the boys doing stuff together, home more. I mean, crazy crap I can tell you about in the woods and the fields. I mean, just stuff that I never had with my dad, and I had a good dad. But, you know, so we're blessed to have that. But it was an adjustment, and it's finally there. I miss my old job, but God knows I don't regret now retiring. I did for several years. I regretted it. I don't regret it anymore. Them boys are, man, they're growing fast. I mean, Lord, like a bullet. But that's my video. I'm gonna walk you over here, show you this T-post, so you kind of, you know, believe what I'm saying. Excuse the crunching. There she is. So what we'd do is we'd put a ratchet strap, go right in there. You come around to the other T-post, and it would kind of keep that, you know, square trap planted in the ground. We're pretty confident it's in a root because we can't get it out. So anyway, that's what I got. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'm Catholic, probably a pretty good, not a good one, that's for sure. I don't go to church much, but that's my half-assed confession. Ain't nothing bad. Just we're trying to keep them two worlds apart. Thought it might make more sense that way. But now it's time to put it in another gear and hammer it down. Y'all have a good day.